Well, I'm back today in an area that I spent a lot of time in about 10 years ago. There's a lot of petroglyphs here. Today I intend to spend about 98% of my time walking new ground areas where I haven't looked before. After all, it's a petroglyph hunt, not a tour. But the other 2%, I intend to hit a site that I found, they say a long time ago. I've only been to once. It's got one sort of petroglyph that's famous, at least to me, because it's on the cover of a pretty significant Arizona petroglyph book. Sort of a prickly area around here, which I'm not crazy about, but as I say, I think there's a lot of petroglyphs. I hope I can find some new ones today. Well, there's the first find of the day. Unfortunately, it's just a mylar balloon. I've been picking them up. What does it say? Happy birthday. That's what most of them say. Pack it out. It's not a common sight in the lower part of Arizona, but we did have some rain a couple days ago, so look at that, running water. Well, I've come down a side ridge, and it looks darn steep getting down from here, but we'll figure it out. Take it slow. Maybe go over that way and down. The only thing, I got to go up the other side anyway. Well, 3 hours in, I finally found something. It's been a lot of unpleasant walking for nothing, but I also see some other pottery down here too. That's a nice piece right there. Black on that side. That's a rim piece. You see, we're near someplace where people lived. I just picked this one up, set it down again. It's you can tell it's a much thicker piece. It's part of a big vessel. I'm also seeing bits of black rock here. Quite often you find flaked rock in the same area you find pottery. I think that's what we got here. See a number of pieces on the ground. Occasionally you'll find a tool. That may have been carried up here for some purpose. Polished pottery, perhaps. Some quartz. That's got a sharp edge. Oops. That may well have been worked to be a tool. I'm near the top of this ridge. This stuff is probably rolled down, so I'm going to move up a little ways and see if I see more. It's a different type, also plain, but it's gray. And now as I look up, these stones I see look like they're probably part of a ruin. We'll go look, but here's more pottery. You can see both gray and brown. Plain pottery here. See a little bit of a perimeter to this ruin. And a cleared area in the middle. This is pretty typical. This one's nice and it's not heavily overgrown. Let me see if I can step back so you can get a little more of an overall view. You can see an edge there, far edge there. Comes back around the bushes, and here's stuff here too. So this is remains of a man-made structure. That's where we're finding the pottery here. I'll look around a little more. Probably worth pointing out that the where I'm heading right now from this ruin here is that hill over there, because I know there's some petroglyphs up there. I've been there before. So the proximity of the ruin and the glyphs, it all goes together. Although I know there's much larger ruins a couple miles away. There's a lot more petroglyphs over here though. This is sort of a cool piece. I don't find things like this very often, but look, it's completely rounded. It's like it's the bottom of a bowl. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's certainly been rounded in a way. Very nice. This flat spot on the ridge, quite a nice flat spot. You can see why they picked this place to build a habitation site. You can see it continues over here. Here's a pile of rocks that may be related. That's interesting, this very smooth one here. Could have been used for various purposes, although can't tell that for sure. There's some of this black rock I say you tend to find. I think it's basalt, but it doesn't occur naturally that way. And you can see it's got an edge. That's what they call a uniface, so it hasn't been worked both sides. But that's a useful tool as a sort of knife or something like that. Also near that first room, I just noticed there's something that probably amounts to a second room. You can see the lined up rocks here, and it looks like a wall or a foundation to a wall over here, and maybe even some rocks over here. It makes another rectangle. Another room associated with this place. That's quite a coarse piece of pottery. Quite coarse on that side, quite smooth on that side. A couple big pieces of pottery. Look at that one. It's less brown, it's more gray. That's a big one, some curvature to it. What's this? Here's another pretty good sized piece of pottery. It's sort of fun to find stuff anyway. Oh, that looks like a metate over there. A piece of one anyway. I think I walked by this twice and I missed it. You can see the edge on it. This used to make a complete trough for grinding seeds, corn, and whatever else they had. That's a nice one. That's a portable metate, what I call portable. It's not a bedrock metate. Quite often made out of material that looks like that. I'm just coming up to the top of the hill where I know there's some glyphs, and I see some simple ones right here on the edge. So here's some animals. I see a corn stalk over there, a little spiral. Here's the spiral right there. I think that's a corn stalk right there. A few other marks. Okay, at least we're getting something. Bit faint. A lot of them on this big rock. It's right at the edge. Let's see. See, this is where I came from. The ridge over there. And through all this muck and up the other side. But here's these first glyphs, and I see some more along the edge here, so I'm going to go look. Oop, there's a little mark. Not much to recommend it. Oh, that's the one. That's the one on the cover. Over there. We'll get closer. I see a few in between. I see a nice sort of spiral, a couple spirals over here though. I think I remember there being a couple spirals near the fancy glyph. That's pretty nice stuff. Well, let's go over here and look at the fancy one. That's pretty nice. Here's a couple spirals or circles near it right here. Let's stop and look at those. One of them's in the shade. Maybe I can shade that whole thing in a minute. Oh, but we got nice full sun on the big glyph. And opposite it is another cool thing. So let me try to get some decent shots. Pretty much the angle that the cover of the book picture is taken. Look a little closer if I can get down here. It's fancy. This mark here is really sort of unique. These lines with the feathering as part of the design is what I think makes this one unique. So something around the side here too. You can see. And here's this one. Not a bad one itself. So lizard man and some more of these sort of designs, not nicely as made as in this one. And the little one a bit down the hill from the nice one up there. A bighorn. I guess one thing I didn't really mention about that one glyph I went after that's on the cover of the book. The author of that book, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I say Eckhart Malotki. I think he's the #1 petroglyph scholar in Arizona. He's a retired professor up at NAU. I think he's still alive. He's in his late 80s. A guy who speaks Hopi. He's done a tremendous amount of work on petroglyphs. If you're interested in this stuff, seek out his books.